Welcome to this week's segment of Global Policy Forum's broadcast series. This week in Global Policy, a former soldier has revealed that U.S. troops in Iraq were ordered to engage in 360 rotational fire against civilians. The orders were issued at the battalion level as a new standard operating procedure in response to improvised explosive device attacks. If true, the claim amounts to the evidence of mass execution of civilians, an egregious war crime that has been prosecuted at least 4 times in the past. The soldier, Ethan McCord, who revealed the evidence, is an example of a U.S. soldier trying to make amends with the Iraqi people. He's one of the soldiers visible in the well-known WikiLeaks video, where he is shown helping wounded children after an attack. He, along with a former colleague, has also written an open letter of reconciliation and responsibility to the Iraqi people. McCord has joined the growing ranks of U.S. soldiers who oppose the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. In another development related to international justice, this week, GPF hosted 2 leading experts on international law, William Pace, convener of the Coalition of the International Criminal Court, and Jennifer Trahan, assistant clinical professor at New York University. They joined GPF to discuss the relevance and outcome of the ICC review conference that took place earlier this month in Uganda. The discussion focused mainly on the crime of aggression and the role of the United States during the negotiations on this issue. A podcast of this event will be on our website soon. Turning to the Gulf of Mexico, observers have pointed out that although the BP oil spill makes dramatic headlines each day, large oil spills have occurred almost weekly in the Niger Delta for 50 years. Collusion between government and the oil industry officials has led to ineffectual regulatory policies. Without media coverage, oil companies like Shell escape accountability. Although oil contributes 80% of the Nigerian government's revenue, these windfalls do not reach the people. Quite on the contrary, the nearly 546 million gallons of oil spilled in Nigeria has led to catastrophic environmental destruction and seriously damaged the food supply and livelihoods of those living there. In comparison, an estimated 39 million to 111 million gallons of oil has spilled in the Gulf since the sinking of BP's Deepwater Horizon. At the United Nations, there seems to be more bad news for Afghanistan. A recent UN report states that the security situation in Afghanistan has deteriorated in the last 3 months, contrary to the assertions of the Pentagon and NATO that the US-led coalition is making steady progress. UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon emphasized that violence has increased on nearly all dimensions, with a 94% increase in roadside bombings over the same period in 2009. Ban linked the increased violence to NATO operations and the growing capability of the local insurgency. In response to the UN report, a key NATO official said, "It has to be tougher, perhaps before it goes easier." For more insight on these issues and more, please visit our website at globalpolicy.org. You can also follow us on Twitter.